My initial plan to go into the banjo bar business, the aviation advisory firm I founded with a classmate on a shoestring. Our office was located in a public library equipped with a phone book, and many of my other successes and failures. In addition, you'll hear about the strategy I developed to deal with the federal government's policy toward airlines, which completely wrecked the economics of our business in an upheaval similar to the one companies are experiencing today as a result of technology and other factors. Flying for Peanuts is the story of all this and more. Also in the chapters ahead, you'll hear how fate, circumstance, and an appetite for adventure often converged and led me to the next level up. I was always a risk-taker, following my intuition and never taking no for an answer. As you'll see, the easy or conventional way was not in my DNA. If you told me no, I would find a yes. Some might even have called me impulsive at times, certainly headstrong. In the press, I've even been called ruthless. But I don't think that is fair or accurate. I was strategic and calculating in my business dealings, whether with other airline executives or with the unions. I held my cards close, waiting for what I felt was a good opportunity to buy or sell an airline. Timing is everything. You'll see how and why I did the deals the way I did, and that calculated risk-taking and correct analysis of opportunity are the keys to success. While my dream was to lead, first in the airline industry and then in investing, I hope my shared life experience will give you the motivation to fulfill your own dreams, whatever they may be. I believe that each of us can soar into the sky, so to speak, aiming to be the best in whatever we choose to do. Chapter 1. The Making of an Entrepreneur. From Queens to Cambridge, 1940 to 1963. Are people really captains of their own fate, or does fate cast a mold for us, one that we can modify a bit, add color and polish to, but never completely reshape? I suspect that who I am, the essence of myself, was at least partially formed by forces beyond my control, and I suspect that my journey into the business of starting and acquiring airlines was at least partially determined by the road map that heredity and my parents inadvertently created for me. Both of my parents arrived on American shores from Spain after taking separate voyages 1 month apart. They traveled across the Atlantic in steerage, over rough seas, eating little, sleeping in dorm-style bunks, and using a hole in the floor as a toilet. My mother, Anita Trinidad Paulina Mateos Gandara, arrived at Ellis Island in June 1920. She was 8 years old and made the crossing with her mother and 6-year-old brother, hoping to reunite with her father, who had settled in West Orange, New Jersey, 2 years earlier. My father, Olegario Manuel Lorenzo y Núñez, was 17 years old when he crossed over. He had made the trip a month earlier, in May, accompanied by an uncle and a cousin, and soon the three of them found an apartment in Manhattan. Coincidentally, my father's passage was sponsored by my mother's family. Despite this early connection, because of the age difference, my parents never met until after they had both arrived in the new country. Their journeys, uncomfortable, uncertain, yet hopeful and not a little daring, began in the rural northwestern Spanish province of Galicia. Life was hard in Galicia in 1920. It is still a rugged life today. The wet and cool climate, combined with the mountainous terrain, has always made farming very difficult, nothing like the sunny south of Spain. Perhaps as a result, the locals developed a hardy temperament. Galicians, known as Gallegos, are considered very stubborn, very committed, and very loyal. Gallego means dragon in Spanish, and inside every Galician, it is said, there beats the heart of a dragon. People who know me and who know the region and the language have often said, I have a lot of Gallego in me. If this is true, then maybe I have Galicia to thank or blame. My parents grew up in the impoverished village of Caldelas de Tuy, right on the Portuguese border and the Minho River. In the early 1900s.